All right, welcome everyone. My name is Cliff Guerin. I'm one of the advisors here at WGU's Career and Professional Development Center. Today, we're going to talk about how you can enhance your job search with different AI tools. We'll talk about AI. We'll have a couple of videos, some introductions to the resources we have here at the Career Services Office, and how these can help you during your job search. So a couple of housekeeping things. If you need to leave the presentation for whatever reason, please go ahead and take care of yourself and take care of whatever that is. If you need a bio break or you need a drink of water, or if you're at work and you're being called out for some reason, just remember this is being recorded and you'll get it within the next couple of days to your WGU email. And then again, we really just do, appreciate your participation in this. If you have any questions, I'll do the best I can to answer those at the end of the presentation. So for our agenda, we're going to cover the importance of AI in today's job search strategies. We'll talk about how AI and maybe things like ChatGPT, JobScan, things like that can help with your resume, your cover letter, even your LinkedIn profile, and also interview preparation and how that could be used. And then job matching, of course, as you're looking for what skills should I be looking for? What are recruiters asking about, particular qualifications? Those could be prompts for AI tools and resources to get some good, quick answers to help you with that job matching effort. So let's watch this video. If you are a little new to the AI game, this might help to answer some questions or at least be a reminder of what we are doing here with our artificial intelligence.
Welcome to this short video on artificial intelligence and best practices. What is artificial intelligence? AI is the simulation of human intelligence in machines, enabling them to learn, reason, make decisions, and solve problems like humans do. Before jumping into using AI, there are some important considerations to address. High tech, high touch. This new technology is exciting, but it's also complicated. Embrace new technology, but don't forget human skills. AI is not always accurate. Think of AI like a smart computer helper. It's not perfect, and it can make mistakes. Since AI uses information and inputs it learned before, it might be outdated, and sometimes it even makes up stuff that's not true, which is why we recommend using caution when using AI. AI is biased and can be unfair. Since it learns from people, by default, it inherits human biases. Protect your information by not sharing personal information with public AI tools. Any data you share with generative AI tools will be used to further train the model. It is best not to share any personal or proprietary data. Good practice would be to not include your contact information at the top of your resume when pasting or uploading your resume to public AI tools or ChatGPT. Talk to AI like a friend. When you use AI, it's like having a conversation. You can ask it questions and tell it if you want something different. Don't just take the first answer it gives you. Start with your own ideas. Think of AI as a helper, not a replacement for your brain. Use it to make your own ideas better, not do all the work for you. Double check everything. When you're trying to get a job or do something important, make sure your work shows who you really are. Don't let AI make you sound like somebody you're not. Remember, AI can help you work faster, but it's important to make sure your work still sounds like you. Many people use AI, so adding your own personal touch will help make you stand out.
Before you use any application, you need to understand the risks associated with AI and what information you should avoid entering when using public AI tools. Never input personally identifiable information in any public platform. This includes names, addresses, or other information that could reasonably be used to identify an individual. Do not use people's images or likenesses without consent. Be cautious when uploading images that can contain information like names, locations, times, and dates. Do not prompt public AI tools to generate content in the style of a particular creator. Doing so is likely to result in copyright infringement. Never input sensitive information into public AI systems or applications not explicitly set up to protect them. When using public AI tools, make sure to do the following. Do redact sensitive information, such as names, addresses, and phone numbers. Do maintain oversight by reviewing and checking results. AI-generated content should be evaluated for accuracy and bias before being used. And do practice caution when using public AI tools. Stick with applications built by well-known companies with established security protocols and ethical guidelines. AI tools help us analyze data and problem solve, but we must be aware of the risks and limitations of AI and follow best practices and policies to protect our information. Remember always to do the following. Always practice caution when using public AI tools. Never enter sensitive information into unapproved public AI tools. And carefully review AI output. If you have any questions about Big Interview or other AI tools, please reach out to us.
Welcome to the show.
Very good, everyone. So again, just a quick overview of this so that we can have an idea of what AI is, what it's not, those sort of things.
Welcome to.
Now, when we're talking about resumes, so if you're using a ChatGPT for your resume to write it, or using JobScan, and I'm going to show you an introduction of JobScan for resumes, the one thing that you really want to be aware of are those applicant tracking systems. So when you're applying to jobs, the applicant tracking system will read both your resume and a cover letter, and it will read it in the same way. And that's why a cover letter can be really complementary to your resume. It's not required, it's not always asked for, but it's complementary, it can complement your resume. But for those applicant tracking systems, that's the first round that recruiters are going to be using to see if you're qualified for a particular job. And a lot of the different applicant tracking systems that are out there now are incorporating AI engines, if you will, in the background to make it more efficient, to make it quicker, to make it easier for the recruiter. And the same kind of rules, if you will, that are being used for writing your resume still apply when you're also working with AI tools and with your resume. Two critical things you want to keep in mind. The first is your use of different templates. I would strongly recommend that you don't use a template you find on Google or even Word, Microsoft Word, especially if it's over formatted with icons, tables, using a header and a footer, using like this sample, this big black bar to the left. Never include your picture. That's just general resume etiquette and resume rules. But if there are too many things that AI could be confused on, you want to be careful that it doesn't, or the ATS itself, you want to be careful that it doesn't turn it into a spam, and then it kicks it out of the running. So the other critical thing is just keep it simple. Make sure you're using relevant keywords from the job description. That's going to increase your score, if you will. It's going to increase your job match, because if you're just doing a generic resume to send out to multiple jobs and they don't fit those jobs, that could result in a low match rate, and then that could flag the recruiter, and the recruiter can dismiss your application not knowing that you're qualified. So you've got to be able to write your resume and your cover letter to both that AI applicant tracking system and the human person who's going to be reading your materials. Remember what was said in the video: high tech, high touch. So you have two audiences that you now have to be able to write to in one document. It can be done, it can be efficient. Again, that ChatGPT or other GPT format or platform can help, but it's only a help. It's not to do the work for you. It's not to replace you. It's only to assist you. Then you have the final touch of that product to make it your own work. So again, PDFs are okay. I have not heard anything or anyone recently saying that PDFs might not get through the applicant tracking system. Not as of yet. If anybody has heard anything like that, you might share that, but so far I have not. But be careful with, again, over stylizing your documents or using templates that are overly formatted or embellished. Those can interfere with the applicant tracking systems. Columns, colors, tables, other stylistic elements, icons, graphics, things like that. Those are typically not ATS friendly. So you want to be careful of those. So it's not distracting to the human reader, yet it's not going to cause the ATS to turn it into a spam alert and it gets rid of it. So again, the rule of thumb is a good, clean Word document that will assure of readability. It will assure that those AI scans are not going to cause hallucinations or bias in your document that was talked about a moment ago. On our homepage, we do have templates that you can use. So all you need to do is go to the career services site. Let me grab a direct link for you to the resume page. And I think that will be helpful for you. So one quick minute. I'm going to put that in the chat. And that should be in the chat for you there. When you go to that page, as you scroll down, you'll see other resources that can help you with writing different parts of your resume. If you go to those steps where you see step 1, step 2, step 3, step 2 will be where you can find those templates. And they are divided by school. So if you're in the School of Business, School of Technology, Leavitt School of Health, Education, when you click on those, you'll be able to see some sample resumes specifically developed for that particular industry. All right. So speaking of JobScan, we have kind of bought into JobScan for you to use, and you have a premium access membership. What that means is you have these 4 things available to you at the premium level: unlimited resume scans, LinkedIn profile optimizer, a job tracker that can help you keep track of jobs, your applications, interviews, all in one place, and a cover letter generator, and also a scan very similar to the resume scan. The benefit of you to use JobScan is that you can get 3 times more interviews based on JobScan data from the company, 132% more LinkedIn profile views, 46% shortened times to be invited to an interview. So this is from the JobScan team themselves, from the company. And that's one of the things we hope that you'll find as a benefit, right? Well, let's listen to a little bit about what that resume score is about and how that can help you as you're putting your resume together.
Welcome to JobScan. My name is Sydney, and I'm going to show you a full walkthrough of the JobScan match rate report. After you scan your resume and the job listing for the job you want to apply for, you'll see your match rate report. JobScan gives you an instant analysis of how well your resume is tailored for a particular job and how to optimize it for applicant tracking systems or ATS. The match rate you see here is based on how well your resume matches up with the job description you entered. We recommend aiming for a match rate of 75% or higher. The first section you'll see here is searchability. Since companies use applicant tracking systems to track and manage candidates, you want to make sure that your resume can be understood by that system. Remember, it's a computer, so it doesn't read documents the way humans do. If a recruiter uses an ATS to search for certain keywords or skills, you want to make sure that the ATS understands that those keywords are on your resume and that you match the search parameters. And by the way, if you see a notice here to add missing scan information, all you have to do is click on that link and type in the URL from the company website for the job you're applying for and the company name. The JobScan system will automatically detect which ATS that company is using and give you guidance on how to optimize your resume accordingly. The report will also tell you if other important resume text like contact info, education info, and dates are searchable. The next two sections on your match report show you hard and soft skills that are listed in the job description. Hard skills especially play a major role in hiring decisions, so adding the skills listed here have a high impact on your match rate. The report will show you how many times a skill is mentioned in the job description and how many times it's mentioned on your resume. You can click on a skill to see it in the context of the job description. That might help you better understand exactly what the recruiter will be looking for. You might also see predicted skills in this list. Our system is trained to predict skills that a hiring manager might look for based on the kind of job you're applying for. These skills aren't in the job description, but they are commonly mentioned in similar job descriptions, so you might consider adding them to your resume. To get the best results, use these skills lists as a guide for optimizing your resume for an ATS, but also the recruiter. Rather than simply writing these words on your resume, use the skills list to inform what you highlight in your work experience section, what measurable results you talk about, and what projects you focus on. There are other keywords listed here as well. These include company-specific jargon, buzzwords, or industry lingo. Including them might help your resume get noticed, but these keywords have a low score impact. Next, you'll see recruiter tips. We surveyed professional recruiters and got their feedback on what they look for in a resume. Remember, after optimizing for an ATS, you also need to optimize for the human that's going to look at your resume. Is there enough information? Do you include measurable results? It's important to include these things on your resume, but note that these tips do not impact your match rate because they apply to every single job that you apply for. Lastly, JobScan will check your formatting to make sure it's ATS friendly and human friendly. Use these tips to make sure that the ATS can correctly parse the text on your resume and that the recruiter or hiring manager can easily read the text. As you follow these tips, your match rate will increase. JobScan includes several tools to help job seekers get more interviews, including cover letter optimization, LinkedIn optimization, and more. We'll discuss these features in separate videos. To get started, go to jobscan.co and get your free match rate report today.
All right. So let me minimize this. All right, everyone. So you do not have to go to, sorry about that. I am getting out of sync here. You do not have to go to sign up for anything because you already have access to JobScan. So if you went to the resume page and you scroll down a little bit and you see the JobScan information there, you just have to click on that and sign in with your WGU credentials, and then you should have premium access to that account. You may need to fill out, profile, your information, that sort of thing, but there's nothing you have to buy or pay for or get into that way. Now, when we move over to creating a cover letter, so cover letter creation and optimization is also something that JobScan can help, but it's also something that we can do to do a cover letter review for you as well. But if you use ChatGPT to get started, here are some steps that you can follow for the cover letter preparation on a ChatGPT. Let's say you go and sign in. You can sign in if you want to create an account. I don't think you actually have to, but if you want to, that's fine. You can use any other format if you want as well. Copilot, Gemini, any of those should be able to help you out. ChatGPT typically is one that you would use to create documents and get information like this. So here's a sample prompt. You can replace the details in here with whatever your degree program is or your industry, but this is just a sample. Give it, it's built on large language model, right? So it is trained to take in normal conversations. So here's an example. I'm applying to a software engineering position and I need a cover letter. Showcase my experience in writing clean code in Python, C++, JavaScript, and using object-oriented programming. Okay, kind of simple, kind of straight to the point. Now it's taking into account that you're also loading up your resume because you're saying, showcase my experience. And you can even say, showcase my experience based on the resume included, something like that, giving it a little bit more instruction. And then see what happens and see how it comes up. Now, two important things you want to pay attention to. One is do not include your personal information, as we heard in the video. Make sure that you take your name, your contact information, all of that off. This is just to get you started on the content of the cover letter. Then when you're ready, you can put that information back on when you're applying to a job, right? The second is make sure that you can use a job description for any keywords, things of that sort. So that's going to be important as well. And that's number 4. Paste in the job description. Let it be able to pick up and help you create those documents in an ATS friendly fashion. Now, the most important, I think, in one of these is point number 7. So review, edit, fine tune the results. You want to look for errors. You want to look for biases. You want to look for what's called hallucinations. So things that just don't make sense at all. But you also want to be able to review this for tone and voice. It needs to be your tone and written in your style. So you can take the raw data, if you will, and then now put your own fingerprint on it, so to speak, so that it doesn't sound like a robot. Now, interviewing preparation is also another way that these GPT platforms can be used. You can help generate interview questions. It will even give you at the very end, like with Copilot, will give you recommendations of next steps. Do you want to create a mock interview scenario? Things like that. You could tell it to generate, here's a prompt that you can use. Generate a star answer for, then put a particular question in that you have, based on my resume, and then put your resume in. Make sure that's all in there. Now, the STAR technique is that situation, task, action, and result. It's a framework to be able to structure an answer to a behavioral-based question. And here are some other AI platforms that might be able to be helpful to help you out. In fact, let me grab these and put them in the chat just to make sure that they are clickable and you're able to access them. Now, here are some quick tips on enhancing your job search. So keep your Handshake and your LinkedIn platforms up to date. If you haven't done anything with them just yet, that's going to be really helpful for you to be able to do that. Now, for Handshake, I see a lot of folks who don't really keep their Handshake platforms up to date, and that's important. I'm going to send you some quick tips on Handshake to help you know what to pay attention to, and also some links to help optimize your profile, learning about job searching, how to find jobs you want, things like that. What sections of Handshake should you really be able to polish and improve? Your profile picture. If you don't have a profile picture, you're taking points away from your match rate. So something professional that's going to be appropriate. Also, that could be included with your LinkedIn profile as well. your summary section, relevant skills, even transferable skills, your work experience, and an updated resume. That's all going to be pretty helpful for you. Set up job alerts. So if you're able to set up a job alert so that you're alerted of relevant jobs, Handshake does that. At the very top right of your Handshake profile, it might be your initials or even your picture, but next to it is a bell with a red circle with a number in it. Those are notifications, and those could be notifications of jobs. So you want to be able to look at those to see if they're not matching what you want. That's why you need to go back into your profile and update your summary, your skill sets, your jobs, things you're looking for. These are computer programs. They only know what you give it. If you don't give it anything, you get back what you put into it, right? So you want to really be able to optimize these tools that we have. Again, review the AI suggested jobs that match what you're looking for. Do they really match? Are they making sense? Do you need to make adjustments? That sort of thing. We always have to have that human touch, that human oversight when we're working with these AI tools. As a matter of caution, be careful of automating your job application and job search to say, hey, I'm one person. I can only apply to one job at a time. Maybe I can have an AI platform apply to hundreds of jobs in seconds. The caution of that is and I've had this happen to where one recruiter and company had one individual apply to like 20 jobs at the one company. They wouldn't have done that if they were going through and scrutinizing what jobs were relevant to them. The AI tool just said, hey, you just said apply to jobs. That's what I'm doing. Well, say you apply to particular jobs and you get a response, but you didn't know that that was a company or a recruiter calling. Maybe you're screening your calls. So that could be another misstep, that if you ignore those calls that could wind up to be an actual opportunity, but the AI robot or tool applied to these jobs without your knowledge, that could be a detriment to your future job prospects. It takes longer. It can be a hassle, but the difference between carving out a little bit more time and patience to do this versus not getting any responses, you'll have to weigh those two, right? All right. So this is another AI quick reference guide. I'm going to open these up. These are clickable. Let me see if I can, I want to open them up. They're going to open into a different window, and I'll just drag that window over so you can see it. This is the AI for the career exploration. If you can all see that. So it's a quick guide. Let me grab this URL, put it in here for you, make sure you have it. And as you scroll down, it can help you with creating a SMART goal. It can go into some free tools to work with a ChatGPT or Perplexity. It'll give you example prompts that you can use. Career Advisor. Here's an example prompt that you can use so you know how to do what we call prompt engineering. So pretty good information that we have there for you. Now let me grab the other one. This will be for career planning and gap analysis. If I can find where it put me. Where did it put it? Sorry about that. Let's take a quick minute here. I'm going to close some windows. Sorry, I don't know why it's not pulling up. Job scan match. Let's try the other. No, I'm sorry, guys and girls. But when you get the video, let me, as we finish up, I'll try to grab those so that you can all see it and be able to pull that up. Let me close my windows here. This again is where we need human oversight to help with that. I know we covered a lot and we were bouncing around a little bit, but if you have any questions, I'd be glad to answer those questions for you now. You can put that in the chat. Anything you might want to know about. All right. Here is our contact information. If you want to reach out to us later, you can access our homepage. I put that in the chat before, but here is the URL for our homepage. That's where you'll find some of the other resources and AI-powered tools. We do have other presentations that we have used in the past, and we put those on our YouTube channel. So we do have a watch list if you want to go there and look at other presentations that we have there on our YouTube channel. You can email us questions if that helps. If you have a quick question you need, just a real quick, I need an answer kind of now, just a real quick question, not an appointment, but a quick question, you can call us at this number. And that's our extension. And then option number 3, that will lead you to a voicemail, and then someone will call you back either that same business day or the next business day. And then our drop-in hours are kind of our open office hours. It's not a workshop or a presentation, but again, if you want to join a particular topic that we're talking about and you have some questions or you just want to listen in to see what other people are asking, those drop-in hours can also be useful. Right, folks, this officially ends the workshop. But again, if you have any questions you want to ask about any materials we covered, and if you joined us late, you will get a copy of this recording. You can always go back to watch any of the segments that I might have gleaned over or you want more information about. So I'll hang out here for a little bit longer if you have any questions. Thanks, Jonathan N. I appreciate it. And Chance, I appreciate your comments too. Oh, that's a great question, Jess. Any tips if we work for an AI company and updating our resume? You can, again, if you want to put it, and I'm glad you said that because I was going to go over kind of what are some practical steps of next steps. If you want to take your resume, put it in our JobScan through your JobScan account through us, see what it can give you as far as a match rate and a score, what recruiter tips may be there to help enhance your resume. Then you can make those changes if you want. Step 1. Step 2 is make sure you go through the resume review process. That's going to be on that resume page with the link that I sent you. That'll be step 1 of the process to go through the resume course, just to make sure that everything is in the right order, so to speak. Then step 3 is you can turn that into us for a review. So you've gone through high tech. Now is the high touch. Allow one of us advisors to look at your resume. It's not a live appointment. You just go through the resume course information, send it in, follow those instructions. And then that would be good for you to use all of these resources. And that will help you to update your resume. We're really clicking all the boxes, right? We're using AI to make sure that there's some things that might be suggested that you didn't know about. You're using our resources to make sure that you understand what today's resumes should consist of. And then we're laying human eyes and hands on your resume to give it a final review and final touch. So I hope that helps, Jess. Thanks for that great question. All right. Anyone else? Any other questions? I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording.